Welcome to Drumard Farm episode 17 with me, MrSealyp. Now I'm thinking, if I do upgrade this trailer, it is going to be just for sort of a next size up type thing. Simply because the yields off these fields, even when they're fully done, I'm not going to be getting so much of a crop that I need a huge trailer going backwards and forwards. I'm going to try and keep everything as it is now. Some of the fields are large-ish anyway. The ones I've made larger were for really sort of getting soybeans into something to make a bit of money on the farm, which the silage will do anyway. But like these ones over to the side here, I think it's 14, 15, 16, 17 is it? I have no intention of doing anything with them when and if I buy them. They will stay as is, so I don't need a bigger trailer. Or not a big trailer, I say I don't need a bigger one, I do need a bigger one. I didn't even consider actually getting another one of these and just hooking the two together. That way for a small crop I can just use one, and if it's more than that I can do both. Actually that's not a bad idea, because these do daisy chain. See, thinking process out loud always works. Now I believe this is sale area 1 this time. Again, I will check. It is. Now it says it's climbing, but it's going to take a bit of a knock now, but it should be a nice tidy little bit of money. $54,000. All adds up. We're certainly by no means penniless anyway. Right, back over to empty out the rest of the harvester and then get the harvester going on the last bit of field. The thing is about a third of the field left to do. I'm going to give myself another headland actually, because it gets quite close to the road here. So the last thing I need is the harvester disappearing down a ditch and end up on its side in the road. I was asked a question today about law folds. How long am I intending keeping going with it? And it's an interesting one. I'm holding out for Knaves Well Extended, to be fair. I really, I mean, if you've watched any of my Let's Plays, you know that's one of the ones I've always wanted to play on. So if that potentially comes out anytime soon-ish, I may well stop on law folds. Now law folds I kind of ended, I think about episode 13, because I was having so many problems with it. In fact I'm now at episode 37, I'm more than happy with, but there is the two sides to it, and again this is something I've probably mentioned before anyway, that if I keep flitting between maps as a viewer, you get part way through a Let's Play, you kind of invested time in it, you want to see what's going to happen to the farm, and then it stops and goes on to another one. You feel not cheated, but kind of, you know, I suppose a little bit let down maybe. But then likewise, if you stay on a map too long, there's always a worry that people are going to get bored watching it. As a viewer, the Let's Plays I've watched, I like to see what happens in the farm. What's going to, do they end up making money? Does it really get on its feet? How much machinery do they end up buying? Do they get all the fields? That kind of stuff. But sometimes I get it. If you're seeing the same thing all the time, it can get boring. So, yeah, don't know. I'm holding out for Knaveswell. If Knaveswell doesn't come along, possibly jump onto Thornton. With the Big Bud DLC out in May, there's always the potential for popping back onto something like Goldcrest Valley or a biggish map to use the big machinery from that. So, don't know for definite. We'll see what happens. Right, I'm going to let him carry on. And we'll have a quick whiz round and check on everything. So I thought, what better way to earn his trust than a bit of slurry spreading? So I thought I'd do the field. Massey Ferguson 7700, 7719. Do like a Massey Ferguson. Well, field 9 is done now. The one that I over behind Drumard Arable. It's all sorted, seeded with potatoes. That's now growing. And I've still got a few things up my sleeve with regard to the pigs because I haven't got any yet. But what I'm intending to do when I do get some, but to do that I need money. The bunker silo is fermented. Unfortunately, the price of silage is plummeting. It's sat at about 2,500 and something for ages and ages and ages, and now it's dropping like a stone. So I don't know whether to just bite the bullet and sell a load anyway. Yeah, I haven't really decided what to do. I might do, because I've got a whole field 24 of corn, so I could do another silage harvest. And as I mentioned before, I was thinking of buying another bunker silo, a placeable, and sticking that in one of the fields next to the farm, and have 2 bunkers on the go maybe. Yeah, we'll see. So I do want to get another tractor. I'm thinking about a Massey Ferguson, but I've used those quite a lot on other maps. So, don't know at the moment. If spreading poo is not your thing, this is probably quite boring to watch, but needs doing, making friends in the local farming community. In doing so, I may get myself some cheap land. That's how it works. Nearly there. Couple more passes. I'd say the slurry injectors are nice bits of kit, but I don't know, these just look really good. The slurry flinging out the back. So I always remember as a child going past fields, seeing a muck spreading doing this. Well, yeah, slurry spreading. And the smell is just unmistakable. Oh, come on, I've missed that much, surely. There we go. A whopping £4,000. But it's £4,000 I didn't have before. Let's have a look. Well, that didn't go up very much. Right, the values come down to 101,000. Ploughing, I don't have a great love of ploughing. So I may do the ploughing bit off screen. You don't need to see that. Nobody needs to see that. Well, that was easy. 12,000, 12,500. What's he offering now? 98,000. We're getting this filled down. Right, before I do that though, I'm going to come off there. There's something I need to show you very, very quickly. Just unloaded the harvester, and what I thought I would do was have a look to see how much of a difference it had made selling that first lot of soybean. So I went on to look at the price of soybean, and what I'm absolutely baffled by, if you were watching, really paying attention, and you were probably screaming at the screen, screaming at me, when I checked the prices, Drumard Sale Area 1 was paying more, or at least in my head it was, and I was bamboozled by the little green arrow, because if you look at Drumard Sale Area 2, it's paying 2,800 already, and I could have sworn it was lower than that, but yeah, I've just checked again. The price hadn't dropped too badly from Sale Area 1 from selling that last load, but it was already better on Sale Area 2. I can't believe I'd missed that. So the next lot, I'm selling it at Sale Area 2. That's what I was going to show you. I can't believe I didn't even notice. But anyway, you live and learn. I need to start getting some seed back into this. So back on field 3, cultivating needs doing. This is an interesting one. It's got the Kuhn and DC 401, like deep chisel plough type thing. I haven't used that on its own before. It's quite a narrow one, I think, hence the time limit and how much they're offering to pay. Seven Series Deutz Farm. Very nice. Now this is part of that combination package on the Kuhn DLC where you can link together like 4 bits of equipment, I think, and it does everything all in one go. Interesting bit of equipment. $18,700. That took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but that was actually alright. I didn't mind that. There you go, got the S Pro 3000, that's also of the Kuhn pack, down to 96,000 for the field. That's going to do for this episode. I'm not going to do any more contracting on this field for the time being. I'm going to get back over to field 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to check out the harvester. Right, that's the soybean done. I've moved the Fent over onto the seeder, and that's now putting wheat in the ground. I'm going to put wheat in this one this time. I'm going to use the JCB to take this over to sell it. It's not a full load by any stretch of the imagination. That was a genius place to park the JCB. And the cultivator ended up here as well, because as I started to record I suddenly thought, oh, I need to cultivate the field, having forgotten that the very last thing in the episode before I said I don't need to cultivate the field because the seeder does it. So yeah, on the ball. Ooh, I thought it was going to go over the edge then. That was close. Right, at least it's out the way. I'm not blocking the road, am I? Marginal. We're good. $17,382 litres wool. Come on, we can get over this. So, sale area 2 this time, which is where I should have been last time. $48,860. I should have sold the first load in this sell point. Right. Well, that's the soybean done anyway. I'm having a bit of an epiphany. One of those pivotal moments that can change the course of a map or a let's play or whatever. I said before about equipment, and because of the size of the map not going more bigger than 6 meters, my cultivator is the, which one did I go for? The Toronto 4, I think I've got one. Is that 4 meter? Yeah. I'm just wondering whether or not to change my plough from the Jimper and try a different plough. I'm also thinking sowing machines. I might get some smaller ones as well. I might get some 3 meter ones cultivators as well. I'm going to have a look in the mod hub. I might get some smaller machinery. I know in the Coon pack there's various different things. We scroll right to the end. Yeah, I've got all of this. I haven't used any of this. What's that? That's... We'll see. So, if I'm going to make my changes to the farm, or at least try different bits of equipment, I've been kind of guilty of sticking to the in-game stuff and sticking to the same ploughs and cultivators and, you know, seeders and that kind of thing. So if I'm going to be changing a few things and selling a few things or buying different ones, I'm going to need some money. So it's time to do that silaging, even though the price isn't fantastic. Now I'm going to do it differently. I'm not going to be using a wheel loader. I'm not going to be shoveling over. I'm basically going to use this until it runs out of steam. Then I'll reset it and run it again, and I'll just keep doing that. I'm not going to be mucking around. I've still got a seeder working away over on field 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and other bits and bobs that need doing, but I do need to get this going. Not quite sure why the camera was so far out. So let's extend this out and we will start selling. There we go. Okay, same as it always does. Just the two conveyor belts, the Leased S710 and the what have I got? The Grimme SL 8022 Quantum. It's written on the side of it, isn't it? Yes, somewhere. There we go. Don't need any more than that. So my money will start to go up, hopefully. I'm not going to adjust this. I'm going to let this chug away until it falters or splutters or stops. And then that'll be how much I've made on this run, and then I'll run it again when I need to, and so on and so forth. But the money is going up, and that's exactly what I needed. Time to go and get on with some other work while that's doing that. It's quite noisy, but I will leave it to it. Shouldn't be any problems with machinery. Now, other thing I'm going to have to do as well, I've got one pallet there that's ready to go. Will need to be moved or sold, but the price of wool isn't particularly brilliant. It's in the red at the moment. I also need to mind those gates. Take the rest of the bales off of here, because I'm going to need to use the trailer for something else in the next episode. So a few bits I'm going to need to do off screen. Plus, with the money I'm getting, I want to get some more cows, and I do want to start the pigs with their kind of life on the farm, I guess is the best way to describe it. Mine went blank. Anyway, I'm going to go back over and check on the seeding. Leave that silage selling away. Wow. It's interesting, on law folds I've got the speed set up, or the growth to fast, because it seems to be taking forever. On this one, it seems to be going by way too quickly. I've reset it to normal, so I think what I'm going to need to do then, short of going back, just drive through the hedge, I'm sure no one's going to mind too much. It's my farm, do what I like. I'm going to have to go and get the fertiliser sprayer and spray some of these fields. These were seeded in the last episode. Just put this on dry for the time being. Hop over the gate. Okay. I'm just going to check the map quickly because I can't remember. No, I didn't seed field 33. Didn't do it. It's ploughed, but I didn't put anything in that yet, and as you can see on the ploughing bit I have made it bigger. Okay, so what I need to do then, to the gate, I think as well my potato field up at field 9 is on its first growth state too, so what I will do then is I'll whiz round all my fields on the farm, do a bit of fertilising while my silage is selling. Did let me set the worker. Doesn't always let me do that. I miss a bit, aren't I? Oh no, wasn't too bad. It's funny, after my Thornton Farm debacle, every time I'm doing a recording now I keep looking down at the controller to make sure my headset's plugged into it. Don't want to sit here talking to myself, that'd be ridiculous. So as you can see, top right hand corner, I'm up almost 100,000 already. What are we on, 93? Yeah. It's working. It's doing what it should be doing. That's what the silage is there for. That's why I spent all the time getting it. Off to the next field. I have moved the fertiliser sprayer, is on 2829, that's now doing that. Just behind me, which is weird because it's the same first growth stage, but part of field 9 is and part of it's not, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Seeding's going well, the wheat's going in the ground over here on, I've got to think of another name for this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But anyway, yeah, so it's all going. Fertilising, seeding, selling silage. I'm trying to think what I need to do next. I'm going to take the JCB over to the store because there's something I want to maybe lease, maybe purchase. Probably lease to start off with. Anyway, yes, thought process out loud. Must stop doing that. Now I have mentioned this shortcut before. I don't think I've ever actually shown it on screen, and I know people aren't going to like this. Part of it's where there's a barbed wire fence. Well, let's say the barbed wire fence. We'll say for argument's sake that I've cut the barbed wire off. Like I say, it's my farm. I cut some of the trees down to give myself space. If I cut through here, there's no collision. The barbed wire's been cut away. And up the side of the field here, this isn't going to go down well with the purists, but it's a shortcut. And I cut down a load of trees here to give me access through here straight to the store. Saves me going miles out the way. Now I'm going to lease a piece of equipment. It's in the belt systems, in the conveyors, and I haven't used this before. And this was Mossfrog mentioned this to me. There's a few bits of machinery that I'll save now and again. I've leased this, or I'm going to use this. I've never used it before, and there aren't many bits that I haven't used before, but I haven't used this. This is the Grimme RH2460. It is part of the belt system. I'll lease it to start off with, not buy it. I'm going to be using this in the next episode. Kind of tantalising you. You may have used it yourself. If you have, you know what it's for. But next episode, I'm going to give this a bit of a shakedown. I've never used it before, so it's going to be interesting. But it's going to be a bit of prep work and needed before I get to that point. So there we go, new piece of machinery leased, and I may well buy one. Interesting. As you can see, my setup has changed ever so slightly because it's gone back as far as it would go and then started spluttering. So I've gone and got the Grimme TC8016 centre section, which will allow me to, as it gradually moves backwards, extend this out, and I can still maintain a link to the BGA sell point. So back to where I was before. Hopefully this should reach. If it doesn't, I'm going to reset the whole thing, but we might be right. Oh, it's got a wobble. It does this every time I do this, it gets a wobble. It reached. That's good. So we are selling again. Again, I'm going to leave this now, and this is going to chug away. That's about it for this episode. Money's building up, so I'll be able to get a few bits of equipment. I do need to get another tractor. Fertilising's done on 28, 29. It's now fertilising on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Potatoes are growing on 9. I do need to do the corn harvest on 24. But we are making progress. This money will be spent wisely. I knew I dropped a bit of equipment. Never mind, I'm sure I'll come back to it. And so I'll be able to get some more cows, pigs I can get going, a few things on the horizon, some ideas for the next episodes, etc. But there you go. So, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.